The purpose of this module is to enable you to understand some advanced features of Animate CC. This module covers the following topics: pen tool, eyedropper tool, importing a picture, transforming objects, working with text, animating text using shape tweening. The pen tool is used for drawing precise paths such as straight lines and smooth curves. You can also adjust the angle and length of straight line segments and the slope of curves. Straight lines can be created by simply clicking on the stage, while curved lines can be created by dragging. To use the pen tool, follow these steps. Select the pen tool. Click on the stage to set the first point. Click again to set the second point and keep clicking to set more points. Animate CC automatically connects the points as you set them. You can leave the path open or create a closed shape. To complete an open path, double-click the last point or click the pen tool. To close a path, position the pointer over the first point. A small circle will appear next to the pen tip. Click to close the path. Animate CC does not automatically fill the closed path with color. Fill colors have to be applied separately. Drawing curves with pen tool. The steps to create curves using pen tool are: select the pen tool. Position the pen tool at the position where the curve is to begin. Hold down the mouse button. The first anchor point will appear and the pen tool pointer changes to an arrowhead. Drag to set the slope of the curve you want to create and then release the mouse button. Place the pen at the position where the curve segment is to end. Then drag to draw the curve and release the mouse button. The eyedropper tool is used to pick up colors and style from existing lines, brush strokes, and fills. You then apply these colors and styles to other objects. The eyedropper tool is linked to the paint bucket or ink bottle tool. You pick a color from one object with the eyedropper tool and fill the same color in another object with the paint bucket or ink bottle. To use the eyedropper tool, follow these steps. Select the eyedropper tool. You will notice that the pointer changes to an eyedropper. Click the line or fill from where you wish to copy the formatting. You will notice that the pointer changes to an ink bottle if you select a line color, or to a paint bucket if you select a fill color. Click the line or fill to which you wish to apply the copied formatting. To import clip art or any other image from your computer, follow these steps. Select File, Import, Import to Stage. The Import dialog box appears. Select the drive and folder. Select the picture you want to insert and click Open. The image will be added to the stage. Now you can work with it in the same way as you work with other objects. Transforming objects. Once you have an object on the stage, you can transform it in various ways. You can move it, rotate it, or change its shape and size. If a gradient was applied to the object, you can change the gradient in various ways. Free Transform Tool. The Free Transform tool is used to move, rotate, or scale an object. To scale an object means to increase or decrease its size. Let us consider an example to understand how to use this tool. Draw a figure on the stage or import a picture. Select the object and click the Free Transform tool. As you move the pointer over different parts of the selection, it changes to indicate which transformation function is available. Moving an object. To move the selected object, position the painter over the selected object so that the painter changes to a cross. Drag the object to a new position with the left mouse button pressed. Rotating an object. To rotate the selected object, position the pointer over one of the four corner handles. When the pointer changes to a curved arrow, drag to rotate the object. Scaling an object. To scale the selected object in 2 dimensions, drag a corner handle diagonally. To scale the object in a single direction, drag one of the side handles in the desired direction. Gradient Transform Tool. After you have applied a gradient to an object, you can transform the gradient by adjusting its size, direction, or center. To modify the gradient fill of an object, first select the Gradient Transform tool. Then, click on the object that is filled with the gradient. Linear Gradient. An object filled with a linear gradient looks as shown. Notice the boundary around the object. The line on the right has a rotation handle and a width adjustment handle. To reposition the center point of the gradient fill, drag the center point. You will be able to drag the point only after the cursor changes to a 4-arrow cursor, pointing left and right, up and down. Bring the cursor to the circular handle at the center point for this to happen. To change the width of the gradient fill, drag the width adjustment handle to the left or right. Note that only the gradient is resized, not the object. To rotate the gradient fill, drag the circular rotation handle clockwise or anti-clockwise. Radial Gradient. When you select the Gradient Transform tool and click on an object filled with a radial gradient, it looks as shown in here. Notice the ellipse around the object. As in the case of linear gradient, you can drag the center point to adjust the center of the gradient. You can also drag the adjustment handles to change the size or radius of the gradient. Changing color or transparency of an instance. In Class 6, you learned how to convert a drawing into a symbol and store it in a folder called Library. You know that an instance is an occurrence of a symbol. Each time you insert a symbol in a movie, you create an instance of that symbol. We can modify the color properties of a particular instance or change its brightness or transparency. To change color, brightness, or transparency, follow these steps. Use the Selection tool to select an instance of the symbol. To change the color, follow these steps. Click the drop-down menu arrow for Style under Color Effect in the Properties panel, choose Tint, and change the percentage. A higher percentage gives the lighter color, and a lower percentage gives a darker color. To change the transparency, follow these steps. In the Properties panel window, click the drop-down menu arrow for Style, choose Alpha, and change the percentage. Grouping outlines and fill. When you draw an object, say a rectangle or a circle, Animate CC creates 2 objects. One is the outline and the other is the fill. To move the object to a new position, you need to select both the fill and the outline. If you do not select both, only the selected part will move. To solve this problem, it is good to group the outline with the fill and make the drawing into a single object. To group the outline and the fill, follow these steps. Using the Selection tool, select both the outline and the fill. Select Modify and select Group. Animate CC allows you to add text to your movies. You can set various attributes for text like the style, font, size, color, alignment, etc. You can also create special effects by manipulating text, just like you manipulate other objects. Text tool. The text tool is used for inserting text on the stage. Let us consider an example to understand how this tool is used. To use the text tool, follow these steps. Select the text tool. Click on the stage and start typing. Notice that this creates an expanding one-line text block. As you type, the block gets wider. If you want text in the next line, just press Enter. You can also set the width of the text block. To do this, just resize the text box manually. You will notice that the width is now fixed. Words wrap to the next line when they reach the edge of the text block. To format the text, select the line block and use the Properties panel to set the font, font size, color, and other attributes for the text. To change the orientation of the text, select the text block and use the Properties panel to change text orientation from horizontal to vertical. Converting text into basic shapes. Animate CC has a unique feature to convert text into a basic shape. You can then reshape a character using the selection tool. You can also fill characters with the gradient. However, after converting text to a shape, you can no longer edit it as text. To convert text into a basic shape, follow these shapes. Select the text, select Modify, and click Break Apart. This breaks the single text block into multiple text blocks. Each character has its own separate text block. The text is in the same position. Select Modify and click Break Apart once more. The characters can now be converted into shapes. They cannot be considered text anymore. You can no longer change the font, font size, etc. Click outside the converted text to deselect the shapes. Now you can manipulate these shapes like any other shape. Move the pointer to the edge of one of the characters and drag to reshape it. You can use the Paint Bucket tool to fill this reshaped character with another color or gradient. Animating text using shape tweening. A simple method of animating text is to use shape tweening. To apply shape tween to text, follow these steps. Create a new Animate CC document. Select Frame 1. Use the text tool to write Keep Smiling. Use the Selection tool to select the text and select Modify and click Break Apart. Select Modify and click Break Apart again. Select Frame 40 and insert a keyframe by pressing F6. Delete the old text. Use the text tool again and enter the words "and have fun." You can also change the font, color, and size of the text you wish to. With Frame 40 still selected, select the text with the Selection tool. As you did earlier, select Modify and click Break Apart twice. Select any frame between Frame 1 and Frame 40. Select the Create Shape Tween option from the Insert menu. Save the file and play the movie. You have successfully completed this topic. Now, let us do an activity. To do this activity, you need to import the image to Stage. Congratulations! You have successfully completed this activity.